So this is the last one. So looking at this, we have 20 thirds is balanced with two groups of W plus 2/3 fractions. Y'all are gonna say I don't like fractions. That's okay, we're gonna work with them. And if you notice, the equation says 20 thirds equals two groups of W plus 2/3. So this represents that. So let's start over here with the hanger diagram. Since we have two groups on the right-hand side, I'm going to split this in half. Half of 20 thirds is 10 thirds. So now I have 10 thirds in each group. We'll cross that out. So now I can say 10 thirds is balanced with W plus 2/3 because they're hanging there together. My goal is to get W isolated. So what's hanging there? 2/3. So if I take away 2/3 here, to keep it balanced, I have to take away 2/3 here, and that's going to give me 8 thirds. So now I have isolated the variable, W equals 8 thirds. And I can leave it as that improper fraction. It's simplified and it's fine that way. If you want to turn it into a mixed number, you can, but do not turn it into a decimal because it won't terminate. Okay? All right, so let's come over here and try it with just the equation. So once again, we're going to do our upside down T so that we can show our properties of equality. Got 20 thirds here equals two groups of W plus 2/3. So let's divide this by 2, and let's divide this by 2. Remember, the division property of equality says if I divide one side, I have to divide the other side by the same thing. Why did I choose to do that? I want that to go away. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then 1 times that is just going to be W plus 2/3. I'm working on getting that W isolated. 20 thirds divided by 2 is 10 thirds. All right, so now what's hanging with W? Well, 2/3 is. So I'm going to do my upside down T again. This is added, so I'm going to subtract 2/3. If I subtract 2/3 on this side, I have to subtract 2/3 on this side. The subtraction property of equality allows me to do that. So 10 thirds minus 2/3 is 8 thirds equals W, 2/3 and negative 2/3, those cancel each other out. So I have isolated the variable. I got W equals 8 thirds. Remember, our last step is always to check it. So we're going back to the original equation. 20 thirds, does that equal 2 times this group, which is going to be 8 thirds plus 2/3. Okay, so we're going to work on this side. So 8 thirds and 2/3 makes 10 thirds. We're going to multiply that by 2. 2 times 10 is 20. So that's 20 thirds, and that is exactly what I wanted to get. So I can say that my solution right here, 8 thirds, does in fact equal W. All right.